We got a YouTube stream too. We got a YouTube stream. Hello. Hi. Hi, everyone. This is Tay, your emotional support animal, and I'm very tired. Can we just watch a movie or something? Can we just do that? Hello. How are y'all? How the heck is everyone? Wow, Tora. It is such a weird Sunday, isn't it? Thank you for the raid. How was Pocket Mirror Goldener Traum as one word, but with internal capitalization. Hi, Otis. I'm stuck at work for 3 more hours. Oh no. Kashka, hello. Thank you for the hug and the lurk. Hang on, let me catch up with chat, y'all. It's a good game. It's very psychological about mental illness and stuff. Yeah. I watched most of the playthrough of it. Yes, most of it. And yeah. It is fascinating. It is quite fascinating. It is the most Torah core game that I've ever seen. About multiple personality disorder or something. Yeah. Oh, you haven't played it before? Have you not played it before? Whoa. I'm surprised to hear that because, like, as I said, the most Torah core game I can imagine. Just a demo, huh? Well then. Torah core, as I like to call it, Korah. Korarura. God, I should have really done more, like, something. Vocal warm-ups and stuff. Sorry. I should have done, like, any sort of warm-up, honestly. Man, yesterday evening was fascinating and interesting and fun and stuff. But also, I stood up too late. Anyway. Connie, congrats on being first. Hello. Yeah, we got the new background, but it's not the new background, it's just the preliminary new background, and I already got the new background. But it'll be cool. I didn't implement it yet, but it is done. But it doesn't have text and stuff yet, so I can't just like pop it in there. Ah, hi there. Thank you for the follow. Blah, 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 blah. Rai, hello. How are you doing? I'm happy to see you. Hellcat, also hello. Hello. And Super, I'm happy to see you, even though, you know, you're very tired. You don't have to stay up if you need to take care of yourself. Getting enough sleep is very important. Otis, hi. How is you fribidibib? Hi. And Greenie, hi there. Make a sandwich with pesto and spinach and press it, call that a greenie panini. Ooh. And I can vibe with that. As long as the pesto doesn't have, like, onions or garlic in it. That sounds pretty good to me. Broken, by the way. Hello. I already said hello to you, kind of, but hi. Hi, hello. What's up? Yay. Tora. Emotional support code, that's me. Getting ready for work. I hope you have a good time at work. Loopy, did I already say hi to you? Hi there, Loopy. I'm happy to see you. Musica, congrats on the streak. Also, wait, Musica and Connie. Connie also got a 20 stream streak. Wow. Thank you guys. I really appreciate that. Friendly Pylon, hello. We're doing better day by day. What kind of artist are you? I'm the kind of artist that doesn't do a lot of art, but I am getting better. It's more like I used to want to do like art as a main career, but then it put too much pressure on me, and I don't deal well with that. And it was too much of a thing where it's like, this is how I tell myself that I'm worth something, and that's I ended up just kind of occasionally drawing something and proving to myself that I have talent, and one day when I'm good TM, then everything will be great. I just need to get therapy or something. Then I never did get therapy. It's a whole mess. But speaking of therapy, we're doing something today that is kind of therapy-like. Super, you'd appreciate a reminder of that. Of what? That your art is not self-worth. Should we make that the subject today? There's something that I wanted to bring up, a little story that I wanted to tell that's been on my mind. That kind of does work with that. So, yeah. Yeah, and also Loopy, thank you for the three stream trick. Yeah. Dissociative identity disorder. Yeah. That's what it's called. Gonna go lay down a bit. Need to hold back on the banana bread because it's so good. I need to keep some for my husband. You have a good time with that. You rest well. Doing good, working on comms. Nice. Good luck with that. You can always do your introspective art later and submit it in the server, yes. Friendly Pylon, thank you for the follow. And I hope you enjoy it here. Gonna make fried noodles for lunch for my husband and brother today. Heck yeah. Fried noodles is always good. We were diagnosed for DID? I saw. You would be the second or third person, like if you joined the Discord, which I can totally recommend, you would be the second or third person there with DID. So hey. Good company. Thank you for the lurk, Rye. Oh, you too. Well, I guess that makes 4 then. Up to 4. I keep having this feeling that something big is going to happen and it doesn't feel good. Oh. The feeling that something big is going to happen and it doesn't feel good. Oh. Interesting. That is the ultimate form of anxiety, I think. There's gonna be there are definitely ways to go about dealing with that. I hope something works for you. I hope you can find something to work with that. Nothing is coming to mind right now for me. My mind is very empty right now. Anxious thoughts have that nasty habit of making themselves appear logical. Something I try to do is identify what's causing those thoughts and see what I can and can't do about it. It just sounded so vague. Just like this feeling in your stomach that something is gonna go wrong. And if it's not tied to anything particular, it's harder to analyze that and see one thing that is common to do is when you catastrophize about something in particular, then you make a list about okay, what is the worst case scenario, and now what is the best case scenario, and now what is actually likely to happen, and you put all those on a sheet of paper, and it's the worst case scenario is probably really silly. But yeah, when it's just kind of this vague feeling of impending doom. Happy New Year, Greenie. Hello. I made art previously on Introspective Art relating to that topic as well. It's vague. Pending diagnosis, but for now we'll say for you were the fourth person I was thinking of, so I don't know. I don't know who else there was. Hi there, Takabi. Hello. Omelette du fromage. Actually, it's supposed to be omelette au fromage. Did you know that? Sorry, the memes and comedians taught me that if the stranger gets me to the second location, my chances of coming back alive drop drastically. Also, you kind of look like a face, so don't worry. The worry might be valid. You know what? I'll take that as a compliment, though. Well, you can still be part of the community without joining the Discord, so yeah. Okay. Now the thing I wanted to talk about is, yesterday, on my friend Nania Salanix's stream, she was playing, Cult of the Lamb, and like, there was this whole thing where like they realized there's a matress, but there's only one matress, only one person, only one villager, cultist follower person can wear the matress. So people were like donating money to get the matress, and then it kept escalating. And then they were like, you know what, we're gonna hold a tournament. There's this thing where you can make followers fight each other. And yeah, they had a tournament for that. Also, hang on, I need to do 2 hydrates. I missed the first one. Crab bucket matress, indeed. And yeah, Nania is the same person from the Expedition 33 collab, yes. Now, by the way, Nania, highly recommended. Very different vibe from mine, but a very wise and caring person who, yeah, who really truly like embodies a lot of things that I want to embody in terms of like being caring and strong and, you know, creating this environment where you feel safe to just be yourself. And yeah. So I joined this thing because, you know, I didn't care about the matrix. I just wanted to be there and like participate and feel like part of something. And then yesterday it happened while we were in voice chat. While we were in voice chat with the for the community night. And yeah, it turns out, you know, I won. I just kept winning, and like, the thing is, what's interesting about this, the reason why I'm talking about this is that like, there were like storylines developing, like people were shit talking each other, and they were like, one person had like this music buff, like apparently they had punch-out music playing during their battles, and then they won all of the battles, and it was like, yo, the underdog is winning and stuff. And then, you know, that's the person I faced in the end, and like, it was so interesting because I was, you know, I kept deafening the voice chat whenever I noticed that my turn was up. And, you know, I wanted to pay attention to that. And, you know, people were treating me like a villain. Most people were like, man, kill that goat. We're going to have roast goat tonight and stuff like that, you know. I was like, why though? You know, it was kind of getting to me a little bit, because I was thinking like, man, you know, people place all this like symbolical value on these, you know, silly little games. And, you know, if they are treating me like the villain, you know, they want the other person to win, then, you know, that means that they don't like me, right? But, you know, obviously, you know, I kept telling myself, like, I wasn't there for, like, this whole storyline developing. So I wasn't getting the full picture. And, you know, the reason I seemed like a villain was because other people were seeming like, you know, the underdogs and stuff like that. And, you know, it can be difficult. Like, one thing that I'm learning with Nay's community is, you know, they have a very they have a strong culture of, like, you know, teasing each other, like playful bullying and stuff. And it's hard for me to put myself in the mindset where I can fully appreciate that and, you know, realize that they're just jokingly bonding. But yeah. And then in the end, an interesting thing that happened is, you know, I won. And we even did like a little rematch with like my opponent getting their music buff, but then I it was really cool. Like I in an earlier round I defeated one person who I'm kind of friends with, and, you know, they had their they already wore the maid dress. I don't know why they got to do that, but like apparently that was their buff. And then they let me wear the maid dress for the rematch. So I got their buff and carried it forward with me, and it was like, ah, gosh, how beautiful. And yeah, then after I totally won, I said like, hey, I don't actually want this maid dress. I was just here to play along, you know. I don't care about this thing. And it was like, yo, villain redemption story, let's go. And then, you know, I think the person I beat in the end, you know, the hero to my villain, like really ended up appreciating me. Like they were really like, oh man, this is a cool dude. Like, you know, I got the feeling that they really got like a little attached to me, and, you know, and yeah, it's interesting. Like in an earlier part there, I was, you know, Nay likes to bully me, so she was rooting against me in like the first few battles, and I was like, man, fuck you. I'm gonna win this out of spite. But then, like, if I'd gone through that with like spite in my mind, then, you know, I feel like I would have maybe like taken the dress and been like, yeah, fuck you guys. I got the stuff. You didn't get it. But, like, you know, what is the point I'm trying to get at? Like, it's all in the way that you evaluate these things. Like, there was a part also, like, earlier on where I was like, man, part of me kind of wants to lose against Toxic, like the friend of mine. You know, just like, hey, you know, you're a person I would happily lose against, and, you know, I don't want to, like, win while people are all, like, down on me and stuff. But yeah, that didn't end up happening, and, like, I was this whole time I was really, like, placing so much importance on that whole thing, as if it had like some symbolical meaning, as if it really said something about me as a person. And that's like really fascinating, right? Like, I mean, in the end, ultimately, it was a bunch of coin flips. But there was so much communal story being told around it, and I was telling myself stories about it in terms of like how I approach it and how I want myself to be seen and stuff like that. And I think that's just a fascinating thing to think about. Like, we as humans really are storytelling animals. And I think that that really relates to the subject of, you know, self-worth, because that ultimately is also a story we tell ourselves. Like, what you are worth, why something means that you are worth something. You know, that's you attaching meaning to a thing that you did or a thing that you got. And, you know, I don't know if I have a real point that I want to get at here, but it's just like, it's something worth thinking about. Now let me catch up on chat. Sounds like the mindset someone has when joining a cult for the first time. Yeah, probably. That is how they get you, you know? Just wanted to be part of something. It is dangerous. But, yeah. Like Lapate says, hi there Lapate, humans are tribal creatures. Once a tribe is established, you have an in-group and an out-group, and that can get messy. Yeah, that is one of those things. As someone who never really managed to feel like part of a group, I've grown very suspicious of like group behavior, and it's hard for me to feel like part of something. But I also really miss it. I also really wish I could feel like part of something. It is kind of a necessary thing. My face when Teiyu lives out my shonen tournament arc dreams. Oh. Thank you for the headpats. I would say that's way too intense, but I also said eat him while watching a Dwarf Fortress tournament. Humans do love their narratives, yeah. Hi Loopy. Even got the carrying on a friend's legacy arc, yeah! A while back, someone suggested to me an interesting thing. Sit back in your chair, reach out your hand, and place your palm upon your monitor. It's a good way to take some perspective on internet stuff, but it's a good philosophy in general. Perspective is everywhere. Oh. Reach out your hand and place your palm upon your monitor. You know, assuming that... For me, my monitor is way too far away for that. You do know that contact with Fae can create others into Fae, right? Many with ADHD are likely victims of the Fae. And here you are trying to steal our attention. Joke's on you, the Fae already took mine. Well, darn. Man, I guess I need to talk to Puka about this stuff, because I feel like I need to learn more about Fae behaviors if I'm gonna be one. I'm touching Dei's model. Boop, boop, boop. Place finger here for the boop. Little hat pat. Oh, that is really sweet, actually. Deep breath. Okay. Fun fact, it's widely believed that the story of the changeling was a folklore explanation of autism. Yeah, I heard that. And it's fascinating. It's some fascinating stuff. Okay, so now today we're doing this thing again. Yeah. So, yeah. What should the subject be? We got the idea of self-worth. I guess I indirectly brought up the subject of like narrative, storytelling, the way we relate to story, the way we relate to the world, the way blah, 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 stuff. You know, that kind of stuff. And yeah. Anything else that's been going on with you? Anyone have anything that they would like to thematize? I got to head to work. Have a good stream. Okay, take care. Thank you for hanging out. Come to think of it, is the faith thing? Is that the reason why like the word touched exists? Like to describe someone, wait, what does it mean when someone is touched? Touched as a word for a mental condition. Not mentally normal. Oh. Where does it come from? No ideas? Okay. I guess we can, put those into the pool then. What to draw? Self-worth? Narrative? Or this, you know, stories we tell. You know, you get the idea. Narratives doesn't sound like, in itself, like a very good subject, but like, you know, it's a broad subject, like the stories we tell ourselves about ourselves. And about everything else. Basically the way we conceptualize the world. Also, Friendly Pylon, are you familiar with art therapy? I need to stop fidgeting with this pen, because I think you guys can probably hear that. I should probably get a fidget toy. Why don't I have a fidget toy? What the heck? By the way, the poll is up. Y'all. You can't? You can't what? Oh, you can hear it. Okay. You're fidgeting. What should I fidget with? You can definitely hear that. No. No. God, I'm so tired. But man, also, like that stream recently, where I like really accepted that I can't be like very energetic and stuff. That was really not too bad. Like I could feel myself, like, despite not having a lot of energy, giving a lot. But our family didn't want us creating introspective art since it unearthed their abuse too much and could get them in legal trouble. Oh dear. Ay. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, this is what we're doing today. And basically on every Sunday, except when it's on Saturday. And except when it doesn't happen, which, you know, I also can't guarantee. But, yeah. Yeah. Should I still go through everything? I don't know. If someone else joins in who hasn't been here before for one of these. Or Rai, would you like an introduction? I don't know. I think Rai might have been here for one of these too. We'll see. But yeah. Today's subject. Narratives. The stories we tell. To ourselves. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, on that note though, it is worth noting that, like, in a real art therapy setting, there's a therapist present who can help you deal with any emotions that might come up. I cannot provide that, so please do exercise caution. If the emotions get too strong, please stop and do some self-care. I should really have like a link to resources for that to avoid spiraling. But yeah, good. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of it. Okay. Now let's connect to the thing. Got a mirror on my tablet. I'm trying a complete blank. Is there a way you could explain what you mean, please? The stories we tell ourselves, well, a way to approach that subject would be, like, you know, basically it's about the way you conceptualize yourself within the world. Like, if you think of yourself, like, how do you fit into the world? Are you a hero? Are you someone like, are you an NPC? Are you just on the sidelines of someone else's story? Are you, do you have a nemesis? Do you have an opponent that you're fighting against? Or, you know, that sort of thing. Or it doesn't have to be about yourself. It can be about, like, you know, other people telling stories about themselves, and, you know, I don't know, a lot of ways to approach that. Like, I used to basically conceptualize myself as, like, you know, someone who would try to save the world, try to be a hero, which is not the healthiest thing necessarily. Like, it's good to have purpose for yourself. That is part of it. But yeah, it's important to retain some, like, flexibility and not attach yourself to, like, overly lofty goals. And there's a lot of pitfalls to that, which I'm sure there's a lot of them that I can't think of right now because my brain is empty. Hang on, give me a second here. Should grab this thing. Okay, and now, we're gonna take like 40 minutes. And, yeah. Then there is, where is it? Notepad. There's the pinned message with a link to a Google form that you can use to submit your thingamajig. The issue was never the art, it was the family messing with the mindset. We're smart but understand the brain takes time to process things even if we know better. Then being poly-fragmented smaller parts require looping back around a lot over the same issues. Do you feel like this kind of process could help you process that stuff? It sounds like, you know, sounds like processing takes a lot of time, but, like, you know, there might be ways to help with it. Like, this is the kind of thing that's supposed to help with, like, you know, processing. God, I'm so tired. Sorry. I'll stop talking about how tired I am now too. We're gonna take 40 minutes to do the thing. Here we go. The timer started. Okay. If anyone else has any questions, then, yeah, please do tell. Okay. I already have, like, a vague inkling, because, there's, like, two sides to it for me. Like, on one hand, I guess there's the... It's an ego thing, right? Like, telling yourself about what you mean, what you are worth. That's an ego thing. And ego, you know, it tends to have these two sides where, like, one of them is you know, one of them has this urge, this need to make sure that you feel worth something because because it's insecure. And then the other part is the thing that's trying to, like, you know, be that more secure version of you, that more secure half of you. I'm not sure if I'm explaining it well. Hi, the Coffee Mancer. The annoying thing is making sure the right kind of art is there for the right headmates. Oh dear. Oh. What is the right kind of art? Like the one that they're proficient in, or the one that the one who needs to work on something is present for the actual working on it? It's hard to do narratives as it requires one to admit that their reality is a set narrative. A set narrative? Or self-narrative? Well, that is difficult, yeah. It's, you can't just approach this from the angle of, like, self-worth, if that helps you. Because ultimately that's just a form of self-narrative, right? Like how you establish your worth, what you attach that worth to. Okay. Hang on. I need to figure out how I want to approach this. Ah, Shion. Hi there. Well, Baba. Okay, hang on. We're gonna turn it back to 35 once we're done here. Hello. Hi. Hi. This is Teyu, your emotional support animal. I'm a little guy. Hi. Hello. How was your everything? Hello. Hello. How was your art? Would you like to share an art tags? Everyone, Shion is a wonderful artist and very cute. Shion has like such a cute voice in like this very particular way.
I'm judging you at the top. Yummy your ass.
And also a super cute style. A super cute style. By the way, the frickin' Connie started doing a thing. Connie made a fan art gallery, an art gallery of all Teiyu art that is known to mankind. And yeah, it's on Toy House, and there's art by Shion there, and it's beautiful. All the Teiyu art. Also, Yellow, hello. Oldbaum, hello. Pops, hi there. Shion, hi. Thank you for the raid. Shira, hello. It's been a while. 6767, hello. Hello, 67. That clip, yeah, is a good clip. Is a very good clip. I'm in Japan and my feet hurt. Oh dear. Sounds like you're having a good time. You're getting the most of it. Why do all your emotes face left? Well, the thing is that, like, you know, the chat is on the right. And like, if you're using emotes to talk, to like express something to the streamer, then it feels like you should be facing left towards the streamer. Like, there's like this emote and it's facing to the right, and it feels like it's facing away from the streamer. When I've used it a few times, I was like, man, I'm supposed to be clapping to the streamer. Why am I clapping towards the chat? Emotes chains? What do you mean? Where are my food blog pictures? What? Food blog pictures? Yes. Where are they? Share the food. You can have this one then, the one I did for Secret Santa. Ooh. Ah! Oh my god. It's so cute. It's so soft. It's so warm and fuzzy. Wow. It doesn't work as well. Well, sorry. It's not my problem that like they made their zap the wrong way. But look at this. Look at this. Gah. I really love these little swirls in the line art. It's like such a little stylistic touch that makes it feel so magical. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, I guess since we got a bunch of new people here now, let me pause this and tell y'all what we're doing today. Art therapy is a way to connect to and explore your deepest thoughts and emotions using art. It can be hard to find the words to really grasp those feelings and get them out there, and art can offer a gentle and safe way to unearth what goes on deep inside. And you might be surprised what you'll find there. You know, sometimes you think you know what something looks like, but then when you sit down to draw it, you realize you actually have no idea. Trying to depict your feelings makes you really have to understand what they are. Doing this in a group setting can provide a healing sense of connectedness and offer up whole new perspectives on your own inner world. I'm not a therapist myself, but I developed an interactive stream concept based on my own experiences with art therapy called Introspective Art, which I stream every Sunday on Twitch and YouTube. You don't have to be a great artist to take part. It's all about the process of expressing yourself and sharing it with others. So come hang out sometime. Come hang out sometime. Yes. So, yeah. That's basically what we're doing today. It's like art therapy, but without a therapist, so it's not therapy because, yeah. Today we have a little bit of a lofty subject, but we're gonna make it work. The subject is narratives, the stories we tell to ourselves. So it's basically, a way to look at it is basically looking at it from the perspective of self-worth. When you think about self-worth, it's all about attaching meaning to things that you do or things that you have. And it's like, that's a story that you're telling yourself. You're telling yourself like, hey, because I do this or have this, I am this kind of person and this kind of person does this kind of thing, and that is like valuable, that has meaning, that has worth in this world. You know, it's placing yourself within a greater world. Like it's basically about the way you conceptualize the world and how you are placed within it. So it's a big one. It is a big subject, but like there are simpler ways to go about it. Basically, I mean, ultimately a way you can do it is just like, if you have like a fursona or something, if you have a sona, just any kind of sona, then it's like, you know, you can just draw that, because that is a story that you're telling about yourself. That is like a way that you're presenting yourself as a character. And it's like, you know, what kind of stories do you tell about yourself? Anyone can do a lobotomy, so we can at least do some art lobotomy, right? I'm not sure. I'll have to get back to the committee on that one. And yeah, so what we're doing today, yeah, as the short explained, yeah, this is about connecting to people through this stuff, through shared experiences, and also about gaining new perspectives. And you know, you don't have to be a great artist. You can even do, you know, find photos on Google and collage them together, as far as I care. And yeah, so then we also collect everything in the link in the pinned message. So it can be anonymous for anyone who doesn't want to share that very, very personal thing. Okay, take care, Bobs. Take care. And I do wonder if I should do these earlier, because I do have a lot of people, you know, in the Eastern time zones. And yeah. So then when the timer is up, I will start looking at everyone's submission and, you know, sharing my thoughts on them, which, you know, I try to just speak for like what the art evokes in me, like what kind of feelings come to mind, what kind of thoughts, just trying to speak from my own experiences. It's not about making it about the artist or about commenting on the quality. And yeah, everyone else is invited to share their thoughts too, provided that they follow the rules, of course. And yeah, that's about it. Collage, that art form was demonized in childhood for lacking the source for every artist. Yeah, it's you know, it's DMCA dubious, but you know, it's whatever. Okay, now we'll turn the clock back a few minutes to when the raid happened. Okay, and now I'll start drawing. I think I got an idea. No, let me make that bigger. Hang on. You go away. Okay, pixel art? No, sketching. They were trying to get us to have opinions on the coming AI, and they treated us like cobbled together modules, all stolen, because they could still tell where we were formed from based on what had mate's eye. Who are they? Oh boy, this one's a little bit ambitious. But we'll figure it out. Teachers and classmates that were fed way too much personal information about us from our family? Oh. Oh, jeez. That does not seem very nice. Okay. Thank you, Hellcat. I would participate in this one, but since I can't work in a visual medium, I'd just be providing a link to my van life story. I think only one person here would understand why. Huh. Van life? Do tell. Ba-ba-bum. It's a good thing that we increased the time limit to 40 minutes, because holy crap. Okay. Fan life is a story where the deuteragonist is sort of exploratory self-insert. It's almost literally a story I'm telling about myself. Oh, I see. Growing up with anyone already having a profile on your headmate sucks, especially since they got scared when any tried gaining a new interest as they claimed to ruin the other idea. Once a headmate labeled emotional, they assume violence. Humans are really self-centered and cruel. Oh man. Yeah, that is a really unfortunate thing. That people are scared of mentally ill people, even though for the most part mentally ill people are the least likely to hurt others. Also, there's an ad break incoming soon. Sorry about that. But I promise you won't miss anything essential. Okay, now, here's the little guy. Openly arguing against what you just said there. Said hurt people, and the more hurt you had, the more harmful you were? It's like... the thing about that is that, like, is true, but, like... that is exactly... well... that is exactly what they're doing, though. They're causing that hurt. Oh, that, you know what? That is also very true, yeah. Also, it's like, it applies to everyone. It doesn't just apply to mentally ill people. It's more like everyone hurts people because we all have been hurt. Poor people tend to be more charitable, yeah. Shit. And Lapate, thank you so much for picking up the slack with the brain cells for me today, because I'm not quite there. And Connie. Hang on. I'm gonna try to focus on my drawing for a bit. Da, 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 da. I guess, Why am I putting so much on of late? Hi there, Ultra Strength. By the way, Ultra Strength, I I saw your donation on the first, and I appreciate it. It's cute. I opened my OBS for the first stream of the year, and I saw 1 bit donated with my, while I wasn't even streaming, with the note first. A note saying first. Healthy people hurt people out of stigma. When you become an adult, a lot of people grow out of that hard behavior, not all of them. I don't know, that's... God. There's a lot of intense discussion happening right now. And I cannot focus on that right now, I'm sorry. I need to figure out how arms work. Or remember how arms work. Because I do not. It's been a heck and a while since I drew an arm. Alright, right. So, chugga-dung. Yeah, I want to learn from the way that Rin drew my hair in that commission. She made it look so much more fluffy. Okay, I'm gonna try to really visualize it in my head. A lot of my thoughts are intense lately since my goal is to analyze the nature of the trauma and prepare plans for individual headmates and their paths to recovery. Oh, well, that's great. I'm glad you're working on yourself. And I'm glad you are sharing those thoughts in an environment like ours where, like, you know, people are respecting it, but also offering counterpoints. Why do you look so weird? Why does this creature look so weird? Something did not go right. Wait a second, what am I doing? So first of all, ear. What? Just submitted mine? Heck yeah, thank you. You know what? This guy deserves to be more edgy. So like so and so. There's 15 minutes left, by the way. How does hand work? You finished fan art? Ugh, fan art! Oh my god. I'll have to look at that soon. Fan art. And then, wait. Da-da-da. So this hand goes like this, and the other one goes like, oh, my neck. Oh, sorry. Oh no. Man. God. I made a mistake going for this kind of pose. I really should have looked into stuff, into reference. I should have looked into reference material. Also, you. go back a good bit. Yeah. Actually, you. No. I really should have picked a simpler style for this. Times are changing. It's been well over a decade since then. The only reason it's still plaguing us is until now we were still living with our abusive mother, which we now recall the experience of meeting her and other admissions of being adopted. We now understand what that one meant, but we wouldn't or couldn't be going home with our mother. We were picking clovers at the time. That memory was preserved well enough to remind us of our adoption. However that happened. Whoa. Big lore drop. That's... man. Can't even imagine how that would, like, feel like. Why does a woman adopt a child if she's then gonna be not a good mother? Weird. Mod check. Shamalama ding dong. Shamalama ding dong. Shamalama. Why the mod check? Wow. Oh man, I messed this up. Gah. Help. What's going on now? Come on. And retrace that point to us not even having our original first name, as that would make it easier to locate our birth family's origin. Jesus. Oh geez, there's like 6 minutes left. And yeah. Oh man. I really should have looked for reference material. Average day typing, indeed. Okay, no, Good. Let's just do a little background real quick. Okay. You alpha lock? Okay. Oh really? Okay. Now we make this a little darker. Yeah. Because that's all we got. And then I guess keep using this one for shading, a little bit of shading, yes. Okay, hang on. Yo, Napkiner, hello. Hi. How are you doing? I don't know how I feel about this one. Oh well. Well, there's something going on there. Just, this whole thing needs to be censored for crimes against art. Okay. Now let's hang on. let me catch up on what I've been missing. To protect us, even if it took feeding us actual propaganda. Oh, geez. That's the kind of love that, you know, if you have that kind of love, who needs enemies? Who needs hatred? If Teiyu wasn't Dragon Ball Z, Akira Teiyama, hell yeah. Teiyu's persona. Undertale's great, it's true. Okay. Now let's put this away. And see. What has been submitted? We have 2 submissions so far. New and improved. Hang on, there we are. Oh, so we got this squeaky clean plushy-like character on a podium in spotlight, and then a worn-out Hellcat plushie in the background crying a golden tear? Wait. There's old and borrowed. Huh. Ah. Okay. I see. The first thing that came to mind was that, like, you know, this is one of those instances where it's like you have to really keep in mind that I'm projecting my own lived experience onto this. So the first thing I thought of was when, like, I used to, like, so often have, like, these, you know, epiphanies where I was like, oh man, I understood a thing and now everything is different. I will be a changed man. And then it turns out it doesn't really work that way. But no, I think looking at it now with like the old and borrowed and the sadness and stuff, it feels more like the feeling of being replaced by someone who seems like way more like marketable, so to speak, way more who seems like they are so much cooler, so much nicer in every way, or at least other people seem to see them that way. And yeah, when you look at it in that way, when you let others people perception of another person even like determine how you feel about yourself, then yeah, this is the kind of thing that's going to happen, where you feel like you are just this thrown away old rag, and why would anyone care about you? Like that's the kind of phrase that your brain tells you then in that kind of situation. Like, what do I have to offer? Like that is a very notable thing, I think, here, is that like it's not from the perspective, I think, of the person themselves, but rather they're kind of internalizing something. They're kind of internalizing a narrative that's like outside. No, hang on, I feel like, hang on. Sorry, I didn't mean to make it about the person. Like, that's what it feels like. It's like, man, this is a difficult subject to talk about, isn't it? This is a difficult one to talk about without going into like, that kind of analysis. No, it's a matter of principle. It's a matter of principle. I don't want to be like, hey, you're doing this kind of thing, I think. Yeah, that's what it feels like to me. When you would expect that narrative to be like more from one's own perspective, but this is kind of, from someone else's, from someone else who puts that other person on that pedestal and threw away that, the old one. And yeah, I feel like there's something really, really meaningful here about ways in which we can sometimes inadvertently like destroy our own self-esteem by like adopting a narrative that is not even our own. Or like maybe it's more like I guess that's a thing, is that like we can't really adopt anyone else's narrative directly. That's not a thing that it really exists. I guess you can, people can try to force you into one. People can try to force you to think a certain way. But in this case, it feels more like thinking about like trying to see like how other people see the world, and then basing your own self-conceptualization on that, which I think is a thing we do a lot, like everyone, trying to like figure out how people feel about us and then like basing our self-worth on that, when that isn't necessarily true. We don't have a direct like link to how people feel about us. It kind of reminds me of like how You know, in high school, I was really like an outsider, kind of outcast, kind of alienated. But like towards the end, I got like this weird impression that in a sense, people were kind of rooting for me. Like I don't know where I got that from. It was just kind of this intuitive sense that like people kind of liked it when I had like my day in the sun, because like on some level, maybe they realized that like I was the underdog and people love underdog stories, but they still made me the underdog. But like, you know, no one is going to take like direct responsibility for making me the underdog. It's just kind of the position that I was in, and you know, no one, well, except for like, you know, the one guy who really, you know, was my bully, but you know, no one else really was like, yeah, I'm gonna shit on that guy to put him like on the bottom of the social totem pole. Everyone was just kind of like, yeah, no, that guy's weird. Well, you know, it's not that deep for most people. They just kind of like try to or position themselves somewhere in that social hierarchy, and then, you know, I don't know. I kind of lost the plot there, but like, yeah. Anyway, the point is, there's also that golden tear. That is very interesting. Seems like a golden tear. Like, what does that mean? Like an admission that maybe you still are worth something, like your inner self is like really actually radiant and beautiful and should be valued. Or maybe it's more like there is maybe a color link between that light and that tear, the light coming from above and that tear. Like maybe the tear is colored by seeing that light shining upon the other person, or maybe it's more like that other person is now basking in the golden light of being in that position that they used to be in. I prefer secondhand things these days. Also, I'm more likely to buy the older models because they're more friendly to my budget. Yeah. That's also a good point. My dear, I just wanted you to know that you know, that your worth isn't determined by whoever is a big fan of this bear plushy creature. No one else gets to determine your worth. Okay, let's see what you had to say about it. I drew a huge blank on this topic, mostly because I didn't really consider it in my own context. Everything I tell is usually about others. In my own mind, my sona's from a side character, from an old story of mine. Last place all the time, and I realized I didn't understand that it could be anything but the side character in any stories I tell, or anything in my mind. I'm always just there. Oh dear. I mean, it's not a bad thing necessarily to be a side character, assuming that like you have somewhere where you feel at home. Like when I was little, I felt fine being like basically the sidekick of my best friend, you know, because I was just happy with that. He was really cool, and I was just like there and enjoying the vibes along for the ride. But I'm a little worried about like just being there. Like that, it doesn't feel like it's born from being content with your place in someone's life or in like a greater collective. rather like more of a sense of like, well, a lack of identity, which is something that I personally strongly struggle with. So I feel you on that. Okay. Next one. Thank you for that submission, by the way. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Now here's someone kind of torn between different stories. Huh. The sense that I get here is that, like, to me this feels like having a hard time situating yourself in like the world, because like you hear so many conflicting narratives about who you are, what people feel about you, how they think of you. Is that on the mouth? Is the mouth just being like, or is that like tape? I don't know. I could imagine it being like a slice of tape shutting the mouth, making them unable to like really tell their own story. Which might be, yeah, maybe it's not even just like not knowing what to make of like all these conflicting stories, but actually like feeling unable to tell your own story, and just feeling helpless in the face of everyone else making up their own mind and telling all these stories about you, which, like, God, that is a horrible feeling. Like one of the biggest fears and like most uncomfortable things that I can imagine is when people just kind of come to a conclusion about you and there's nothing you can do about it. I think I must have watched some movies as a child where like that was a big plot point and it made me super uncomfortable and like it stuck with me. And I think it did also, that did also very much happen during school years too, of course. But yeah, like one time I had a crush on a girl, and she got the impression from others that I'm violent. 'Cause to share a little bit of this guy's probably autistic story, there was a little scene, a little anecdote in my shortly, before that, where just a table full of girls was kind of bad-mouthing me, talking about me, making fun of me, and I wanted to say something. I wanted to express in some way that I was not okay with it, but I always went like kind of non-verbal. When I was overwhelmed like that, I didn't know what to do, so I just kind of like went up to the main girl doing the making fun of and stuff, and just kind of like symbolically like pushed my fist into her shoulder. Like, I didn't hit her. It was just like you can tell that it didn't really hurt her, because like her reaction wasn't like she was afraid. She literally like turned to her friends and was like, Pog? Like, what the fuck? Bruh? Bruh moment? And yeah. And then, apparently I was violent. Apparently, Tayu, school shooter, is gonna snap any moment now. And yeah, that shit sucks so much. Ugh. Yeah. No worries, I'm over that stuff. I think probably, maybe, well, not directly, well, not super much. I guess I don't know. I guess I still, struggle with like self-worth stuff. But yeah, yeah, but yeah, this really powerfully shows like this feeling of helplessness and overwhelmedness. Like, one thing to note is that, like, there is a greater proportion of people who seem to have like a really positive opinion of them. 3 people who really love them. Just these 2 identical ones who are just like, ugh, what's your deal? This makes me feel like someone imagining different opinions on them. How different people could perceive them or different ways they perceive themselves. The tape makes me think that the character feels almost silenced by these thoughts or opinions, that they feel like they don't get a say in their representation. The dizzy/swirly eyes makes me think of being dazed, like a sense of shock, a struggle to process what is happening to them in the moment. Also the background being red and blue, which can almost be considered contrasting, in both the fact they're nearly opposite on the color wheel but also opposite in temperature, which can just be an emphasis on the dazed state, that the character is struggling. The yellow to blue background gradient makes me feel like there's a sense of progression, like there was a journey, like there was a development in either how they saw themselves or how others saw them. The expressions count here as well. The 2 in the red section are more facing the camera, so to speak, and have more expressive opinions, whereas the 3 at the bottom are more memorable in design, and on top of that aren't facing in any particular direction, but are calm and relaxed, like their characters truly loved by them. Huh. Yeah, I get that, like, it feels like the cat-like creatures, they're like directly telling them, like, we don't like you, go away. And like the bottom ones, they're just talking about like, yeah, man, our friend, man, they're so great, just kind of talking between themselves, genuinely, not like directly at them even, but like, really makes it feel like it's genuine, makes it feel like they aren't just saying that to you for some purpose, but rather, yeah, it's just like really an expression of something that they feel. And also, yeah, it's interesting, like the background in the middle there is combined of like red and blue, and the bottom one, it's mostly blue, but there's also some green. Why is it green? I guess, it does feel more alive. The other one is like very simple, very just like block, nope. And then the other one is like, it has like the full spectrum, more of a full spectrum of life. So it feels more real. And also there's more people there. So, yeah. I kind of want to gently grab the character in the middle and be like, hey, do you realize that, like, there are more people who really care about you? And that, like, this is so much more real? There's a flow of conversation on the topic being the character. Okay, let's see. What was the commentary? There are always 2 sides to a story. In this case, a made-up narrative and one with knowledge of the individual. This image shows Johnny, orange cat in the middle, with tape over his mouth, showing that he has to let both sides speak for him in the situation rather than letting himself talk. He is being forced to lend his trust to both sides of the image to help solve a situation. The top shows the 2 foxes who are making up lies and spinning the narrative into one they can use to make Johnny look bad to others. While the bottom, Jimmy the blue creature, Billy the yellow creature, and Golden the red creature, are all Johnny's friends who know him well enough to know he wouldn't do bad intentionally and are trying to help out in the situation. The foxes represent malice and dishonesty, while the creatures on the bottom represent both my friends and the trust I hold in them. The foxes would rather make up stories about other people to make them look bad for a few chuckles, and would put someone's life on the line that would mean that would mean they get entertained. While the friends would go out of the way to both comfort Johnny and be there to help stick up for him, people Johnny can trust and rely on for help. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Nice. That's really cool. Okay. And here we have our final submission, probably. Mirror, mirror on the shelf, everyone's protagonist is themselves. Huh. Interesting. Mirror, mirror on the shelf, everyone's protagonist is themselves. Huh. Why is it so colorless? There's something... There's something critical I'm feeling here. Maybe self-critical. I do get the sense of like a little bit of an emotional disconnect.
Hello.
Hi there, reverse pastry. You know, reverse pastry, I was wondering, what is a reverse pastry? Is that like pastry that has been turned into dough? I need to know. That was literally something that was on my mind like a while ago. Don't think about it too much. My name has broken many minds. Fair enough. Maybe they just didn't want to color? It being black and white like it's a textbook really feels like it's speaking in objective facts. Like this is your life. Think of yourself as the main subject. Very opinionated / factual. It's a statement. Yeah. It's like, I don't know, for some reason I'm having a hard time grappling with this one. Everyone's protagonist is themselves. It's true. So is this like... Is this sort of a... just a message to everyone else? Maybe. It's kind of a cautionary message. Don't let others dictate what you do, what you think of yourself. Okay, why is it a mirror? Mirrors reflect. You look into a mirror and you see yourself. And, you shouldn't see someone else. You shouldn't see someone who tries to dictate how you should feel about yourself. That is one thing. I don't know. I don't know. I can't help looking at this black and white and feeling like there's a kind of emotional disconnect there, like an expression of not really being able to feel this subject. I don't know. Or like this is more of a critique of something else. But hang on, I want to see this. What was the commentary? What it says on the tin, I guess. Please don't make me use my brain to explain this right now. It's 3 a.m. and I wanna... Oh dear. Ay, 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 ay. I give you a big hug. Oh. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Well, I hope you feel better soon. And, I guess that I'm going to use my own drawing. Right here. Here. Yeah, I had a difficult time with this one. Not just because of the hand situation. It was supposed to be like, you know, them holding each other by the hand while they, like, kind of heroically march towards the camera. And like, I don't know if I have like any particular thing in mind that I can explain about this. It's just, I guess it was inspired by the idea of like, you know, there being these two aspects of it. Kind of this, there's like this vulnerable part of myself. And then this like grizzled part. And like the part that wants to be a hero and the part that just wants to be a little guy who people care for. Reminds me of my maladaptive daydreaming. When I'm daydreaming, I love living through an all-powerful character. That having control of my daydreams could somehow give me the motivation to control the real world around me and make me feel calmer. Oh, there is something there. There is, you know, daydreaming can be used in a good way, and in a not maladaptive way to calm you down. But yeah, it's good if you recognize that it's not helping you, that it's kind of harmful. Yeah. Yeah, anyway, I don't know. Let's, I don't know what else to say about this one. You know? Did you like fan art? Ah, wait. That's another thing. Fan art. We got fan art. Oh dear. It's transparent and I can barely see it. You ran out of brain juice? No worries. Me too, me too. It is a day for not having the brains. Buh. Aw. Look at this little guy. Hang on. Let me bring out this. This is Sagiki fan art, by the way. Don't question it. Aw. He's so small. And the brush is so big. He looks like, oh gosh, I don't know if I can do this. This is so cute. Thank you. Just a little guy. Aw. Thank you. I really appreciate this. He bulls on you. Oh no. Okay, y'all. Yeah. Brain juices are gone. This guy. An interesting question is that like I don't know who is leading who. Oh, also Nap. Oh no, I forgot to pause the ads. Okay, y'all, we're gonna raid out. Please stick around for the raid. I would really appreciate it if you did. We're gonna raid into Sagiki or Cider, I suppose. Oh, so Connie submitted. Connie submitted. Wow. Connie submitted a thing. Connie submitted a thing. What? I thought Connie already submitted a thing. I was having... Oh, jeez. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh. Okay, let's bear it back. 3 minutes. Just 3 minutes. Man, people are gonna have so much fun, like, recording all sorts of different solutions for all these puzzles. I'm so... I don't know why you're saying that, but thank you. I really appreciate that. And you are so cute. So there. 3 questions. Do I want that? Do I want that? And do I want that? So like when it for example, when it comes to playing a difficult game that only frustrates you, it's like, okay, why do you do that? Do you really want to do that game? Like, do you really want to do that game? Like, are you in it with your heart? Is your heart there? And do you want to really want to play that game? Or do you just want to play a game? Like, why is it that game? Is that really the one that you want? And possibly the most important, do you want that? Or do you just feel like you're supposed to want it? Things going wrong that I'm under my control. You know. Ooh.
She smiled in defeat with unconquerable eyes. Atticus.
You know. Well then. It was just such good timing. Okay. I'll just give myself that bet. There you go. Let's get back here. Hello, we're back. Wow. Wait, did I get a new one? I did. Wow. Wow. Hello. We're so back. Oh yeah. Aw. This is really sweet though. Aw. Like... This is so... It's so artistic. Such joy in creation. Like this little cow person springing forth from the brush. Like you can really see the brush stroke in the curve of their tail. You know, they're bursting forth with like these, yeah, the galaxy. Like sticker-like worlds, you know, stars and moon and planet. Galax. Oh, that is the name. That makes sense. Then, oh, and then this character is interesting. It's an interesting thing. Well, let me clear my throat. Their inside is green. Like, they have green eyes and a green... The inside of the mouth is green too? I guess green is the color of life, huh? And then, what is going on here? It's like they're above the clouds? Like separated from gravity, from the boundaries of reality? And they can reach up into space and create new worlds? I feel a lot of joy here. Like there's such energy, like towards that creation. It all goes towards that. And like there's such a blast of light. Sweet summer child, positive violence? Oh dear. Or, well, it could also be that, like, you know, they're kind of drowning in the mud. I was thinking that maybe it's like, you know, into space because, like, there's a black at the top and like a sunrise at the bottom. It feels like it's extending into above space. I do try to see as much positive as I can in these, because, like, you know, that is not to say that I like try to lie to myself, but I do try to see where maybe there is something more positive to be had. If, like, there can be a positive perspective on something. I guess I can see how it could be seen as negative. Well, aside from, you know, sinking into like quicksand or something. But, yeah. Still, I can't help seeing a lot of joy here. With the light and a little blast, sparkle poof of creativity and all that, so much motion. Like, despite even if like they might be sinking, they can still move forward so much. It doesn't look like they're stuck, which is not me trying to like criticize or something. Like, oh, you didn't make them look properly stuck. Well, like, you know, there's still so much movement there. They're still so capable of moving forward. I don't know. Maybe their insides are green because they're poisoned. And, you know, maybe they're sick, and maybe it's the black is on top because it's bad. Like, it's all moving towards the bad, but like, I don't know. Maybe they can find a lifeline in that creativity. It does seem to be giving them a lot of life and energy. This makes me think of when I'm creating OCs with parts of my personality and parts of things I enjoy. Like, in a way, it's a narrative of its own and traits I want to have or think I already have. Applying that to a more objective visual makes me think of the creative process. Yeah. Green is the color of chloroplasts. There must be some active photosynthesis going on. But don't joke. Silly. Also more, hi. Okay, well, what was the commentary then? Character in the Quicksand is one of my secondary sonas named Braxley, and she is a writer who creates a lot of stories. Quicksand is the finiteness of life. The character she's painting in the air can canonically float and is a god who also creates. I make stories to live lives that I cannot, and to create something that will continue to live when I'm gone. Oh, rain juices are gone. Oh, oh dear. Yeah, that is, I feel that. I feel that. At the very least, you're not alone. Yeah. And hey, at the very least, you're doing something beautiful with your life. You know? There's at least that. Okay. But I am dying over here. Oh boy. I'm feel a little bad for having an ad break so late in the stream. But things I didn't have time to write, as well as things in answer to you. Sometimes the drapes are just blue / reference. Braxley isn't human, nor does she live in a world with humans, so she's just got green. It just be like that. But I like what you said about life being green. The sunset is because of time passing, but also hinting at space, which the God story has a space theming, I guess. And I didn't have time to finish the coloring on them. No worries, no worries. Okay. Let's see. Whomst do we raid? Oh yeah. Boo.
Anomaly.
Um.
I get.
Let's see. You know what? Sure. Let's say hi to a new friend. Everyone, I would love it if you could stick around for the raid. We're gonna raid Touch Scaly Tail. Shout out to Touch Scaly Tail. Yeah, if you are not following me yet on Blue Sky or Twitter, or haven't joined our Discord community yet, please consider doing so. Also have a YouTube. That is a thing that exists. Here's the raid message if you're subscribed, or here's the one if you're not, or replace those emotes with whatever you feel is right for you. And yeah. Gonna raid Touch Scaly Tail. Also picked Galax because they're a very hopeful and excited entity, a little naive, but with a lot of potential. And because they have cow and tree theming, so that's close to my heart. Oh, tree cow! Tree cow! And because the floating sparkles, stars, and moons are an aura, that's part of them. And I figured it would fit the vibe of creating something greater than oneself. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. So, next stream is gonna be at some point. I don't know when. Cool beans. So, yeah. For tolerating me. I don't tolerate you, I like you. You silly goober. Okay. Yeah. I don't have anything else to say, really. Everyone, thank you for being here. I know today was a little bit of a slow one, but yeah, I really appreciate everyone who hung out and shared their thoughts, shared their art. Yeah. Alright. Take care and remember that you're loved, okay? Bye-bye.
Greetings, King. What a pleasure it is! What a pleasure it is indeed! Your Majesty. Oh my goodness. Take you the goats. I see you shouting me out and you're raiding me as well. Holy mamolies. Look at those beans. Look at those beans. Oh my goodness. You will be heard. They're hurting me. They're hurting me. They're hurting me. Welcome on in. General Hellcat, hello. Lucky Loopy, hello. Confertree, hello. And Tenu the Goat VT, welcome on in. Beans, if you don't know that goober, they have some really cute emotes. Just saying. Just saying, you should go check them out. I know we're doing art. Do you have an art tax? What are you working on? What were you drawing today? Let us know. And Lion out, thank you for the 50 watch streak as well. Oh god, if you have an art tax you want to share, I'd love to see what you're working on. Oh god, what are you doing? Welcome on in, Beans. Untouched Scaly Tail. It was nice to agree. Full-time variety streamer here on Twitch. Actively going for a partner. And we're doing some balls today. More balls, in fact. We were balling yesterday, we're balling more today. Mixed feeling about my drawings today. Mixed feelings as in, you're scared to share them? Or, what are you working on? If you have a link or anything, I can give you permission to post them. I just need to, like... I don't know how you permit again, actually. How does permit?
It's exclamation point.
Oh, there you go, yeah. I can permit you like that. Bam. Now I'll share, there you go. Well, when you're ready to share them, you can. I'm not sure how long that's 60 seconds. If it runs out on the permit, then I'll do it again, so the bot doesn't try to take you out for posting a link. I'd love to see what you're working on, though. Yeah, we love supporting all the art bands.
The eternal art struggle. I'm finally done. Wow, this is shit.
Wow, no, never. Glazed donuts. Glazed donuts are great. Also, whilst I should set up a pin message, I forgot to do that. But whilst we do that, I've got the Tailophon event going on right now. Anyone who wasn't aware, we got the Tickery Tailophon coming up. If you want to take part in the Tailophon, drawing lots of tails, you can join on the Discord. No, the permission ran out. I got it. 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 I got it.
Right at the last second. Oh no.
Right as the ran out. Okay, let's just pop that link in there. Ooh, arts. Do a little doodling, do a little doodlings. Got some goats going on here. I see. I like it. I like it. What are you doing, blushing for? I think it looks good. I think it's coming along. I always struggle in the sketching stage as well with like drawing things, so I totally understand. I think it looks good. Did
also the eternal
Introspective Art today. It's a stream inspired by art therapy. Yeah.
I made this thing. It's not very good.
I look at it.
Picasso painting.
Yeah. I think it's very good. Story we tell ourselves, so like identity and stuff. I see. That's really heckin' good. I like it. But yeah, Beans, if you didn't know, also, we are working on our Tailophon, which is going to be starting tomorrow. Any artist, Beans, or anybody in chat at all. Also, this music's just a constant repeating note. I think it's supposed to next to that guy. You know, I'm just going to go into my UFO where the music might be different. Here you go. I'm going to turn as my UFO. So the background music's not just a dun dun dun, dun 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 dun, constantly. If you want to join our Tickery Tailophon, it's essentially art fight, where everyone in the Discord gets to share their tales into the ref channel right here. And any artists in the community who want to draw tales throughout the week will be able to go in here, choose a tale, be like, oh, I love that tale, and then they draw it, and then they post the tale in the Finished Tales art channel, which is starting tomorrow. Yeah.
It doesn't have to just be the tail, as long as the tail's the focus, I guess.
Well, yeah, it's mostly just the tail, but yeah.
Mostly just the tail, but
focusing on tails.
Fun little things with it.
Yeah. If you want to join that chat, Discord right here. Anyone's free to join. Youth community or any alter community. 68% acute cobalt. Haha, so close but so far. 69. But yeah, we'd love to have more beans join. But yeah, if you need post-stream care as well, go do your post-stream care. Very important. We'll look after your little goat beans. Don't you worry. look after. Also, let me do a pin message, because I did forget I was going to do a /pin. I always try to do a pin message being like, got the telephone going on or whatever we're currently doing. Let's see. Let's get a little grab. Tail iPhone starts tomorrow. Art fight, but for